Built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
Go where the air is fresh and nature is your landscape.
Amazing, isn't it?
We go to the great outdoors with Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Favor, and Captain Kirk Waltz on the Nimnit Outdoors Show every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Ballou Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Ballou Orthopedics or log on at BallouOrthopedics.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, poker fans, the tables are hot at Best Bet.
And the jackpots are growing. Hit the tables and chase the growing jackpots at select table games at all Best Bet locations.
Plus, enjoy daily tournaments and high hand promotions and plenty of ways to win every day.
Whether you're playing your favorite table games or joining a power tournament, the excitement is always building.
Get all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Did you know if you buy a $6,000 natural diamond pendant at Beard's Diamonds, they'll give you all that money back when you decide to upgrade in the future to a larger diamond?
If you walk out with a natural diamond, a natural tennis bracelet, a natural pair of diamond studs, whether it be 5 minutes, 5 years, 10 years down the road, we will give you exactly what you paid for those items.
That's Ben Lupo, with his father John explaining that as long as you upgrade to a larger size, Beards will pay you exactly what you paid them for the original diamond.
You get exactly what you paid, and you just pay the difference. An example is you bought a $1,000 pair of earrings, and you're looking for something a little bit bigger. The new earrings are $2,000. You pay $1,000 difference.
And you can do it as many times as you like. So with a guarantee like this, anyone can start out small and over the years keep trading up from 1 carat to 3 or 4 or 5 carats.
As the budget grows, we're always going to be there for them.
A 100% natural diamond upgrade guarantee. Just another thing that separates Beard's Diamonds from everyone else. Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. Jacksonville's local dealer for 45 years.
Florida sun, hurricane winds, driving rain. Your roof takes a daily beating. That's why Endless Summer Roofing installs fortified roofs. Engineered for Florida with superior wind protection and impact resistance. Better yet, a fortified roof may even qualify you for insurance discounts. A stronger roof and potentially lower insurance bills? That's a win-win. Endless Summer Roofing. Built, fortified, built for Florida. Visit endlesssummerroofing.com.
Prosser here. You want to know 3 words you can live by? Job well done. Want to know 3 more? Custom tree surgeons. Those 2 go hand in hand. When summer storms come crashing through or hurricane winds start to blow, Custom Tree Surgeons is always on standby, doing it better than everyone else. No job too big or too small, and always job well done. With Custom Tree Surgeons, call Custom Tree Surgeons or visit them at customtreesurgeons.com.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Local sports update brought to you by the JEA. Gator center Harrison Moore has earned his 2nd preseason honor, being named to the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award preseason watch list. Wide receiver Devin Carter is out for FSU's home opener on Saturday. The freshman wideout suffered multiple transverse process fractures in his back. Training camp concluded today. Miss anything from training camp? Check out the 1010XL Jags YouTube page for exclusive interviews, reactions, and more. And a reminder that tickets for all the games at Everbank this season are available at Jaguars.com. It's 88 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Aaron Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Be gentle with me because it's over. It's over. Sad eyes. What was that, Robert John? You turned the other way. You knew there'd come a day I'd have to say goodbye. Yeah, I think that was circa what, 1978, 1979. Not Elton John, not Robert Palmer, but Robert John. And it's over. Training camp just like that. Done. Done. O-V-A. Over. And I, for one, am disappointed. I love it. I do. I just enjoy it. And I know you're like, enough. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. It's going to take a while. You got a couple of weeks now. You got to play out the rest of this one. And then it's like, what's going on? You wait 2 weeks. All right, you mix in some college football, so you get a taste. Still have preseason games coming up, starting tomorrow night. But, I thought it was a very, very good training camp for the Jacksonville Jaguars over at the Miller Electric Center. And I'm going to go through it here. And, I did quite a few things. And hopefully you'll enjoy what I have to say, whether you agree or disagree. I expect it to be spirited by you very emotionally tied to this football organization, Jaguars fans. So we're going to do that coming up tonight. It's really going to be a blast. Now that I think of Robert John and Sad Eyes, he may officially be the first artist / singer-songwriter to identify a side chick and then let her know she's gone, right? Because the beginning of the song is, looks like it's over. You knew I couldn't stay. She's coming home today. In other words, pack your stuff and get the hell out of here, okay? It's over. You were nothing more than just that. The love is coming back home. Maybe we'll put that a little bit later. It's so corny, it's good. It's kind of like, we built this city that we talked about last week. It's so bad that it actually turns good. Maybe I have that effect on you. I'm so bad that eventually you may need it. Almost like a drug or a big shot of B12 or maybe adrenaline. I don't know. I just don't. My head's a little warped here at the end of training camp, but I'm ready to tackle it. I am. I'm excited about this season, and we have a lot to get through today. For starters, the best news of all, Brian Thomas Jr. was out there, a non-contact jersey, but just to see him out there working individually during some drills was exactly what I think everyone needed. We don't know officially what's going on with Jakobi Meyers. All right, it's been now 7 days. He jammed it last week, the hand against Carolina. Again, they don't have to give you anything official right now. There's not a team that has, unless it's season ending. And, that is a protection of the NFL until the gamblers have to know. Then the week of the game, obviously, that information has to be provided to each and every one of you, right? And they'll say, oh, it's because we don't want one team to have an edge over another team. There could be someone on one particular, roster or within the building that is going to leak in for. I mean, what? It's about gambling, people. Just come right out and admit it. I mean, you're in bed with them. Right? I mean, you're literally in bed with them. You can live in bet now, play after play after play. So just come out and actually, you don't even have to say anything. The listeners know it. The consumers know it. Not only do consumers know it, they support it. Whether you're a, derelict or whether you are someone who actually does cash checks. Anyway, best of luck to you. That was the most promising part of practice today. Just to see Brian Thomas Jr. out there, because if there was a game on Sunday, I don't know if Jakobi Meyers could play. All right. Parker Washington went down, as we know, last week. Came back. He's been absolutely spectacular. Had some more good moves today. Caught a touchdown. No 11 on 11. No pads. for the most part, it was individual, Tampa on one field, Jacksonville on the other field. There was a mixture of 7-on-7s today, and that is when Washington caught his touchdown on a nice move from Trevor Lawrence. Trevor started with a pick. It was not a good play, okay? And, then he found Parker Washington for a touchdown. A little bit later on a different set of 7-on-7, he did find Josh Cameron. But, here's what has to be added to both the Washington touchdown and the Trevor Lawrence pick. If it was 11 on 11, if it was a game-like situation, Lawrence could have been sacked in both of those situations. You're not going to know during a 7-on-7. All you can really do is count in your head how much time it took. Particularly during the Washington deal, man, he was flushed out of the pocket, even though it was 7-on-7. And it took it took more time than it should have. So that's what you get during training camp. And again, all this stuff ends up being subjective. You talk about the sacks that Chase Young said he had 3 weeks ago in New Orleans. You take a look at what Josh Hines-Allen did, yesterday in practice against Tampa Bay. How many sacks did he officially have? Then you go to yards after contact, and they're working a lot of red zone today. Trevor completed quite a few passes, and there were some where you can openly wonder, would that have been 6, or would the pass catcher have been stopped at the 1 yard line, 2 yard line? For the most part, they were scrimmaging from the 6 yard line today. But overall, the best part of all of this is absolutely the return of Brian Thomas Jr. Again, a very low-key practice, and it's by design. And now it's about getting healthy, right? Tomorrow they'll walk through, no media access. Friday's the game. I mean, they've gone, 31-37? That is an unofficial count as to players who have missed games. 31 against the Saints, 37 against the Panthers. I think that would be what you can expect coming up on Friday night. I mean, I'm one of those who really does believe that the roster's set. There could be one here, one there. And what you don't want to have happen is for the roster to be affected by attrition. That hurts. That's what you do not want. And they're going to have to make some decisions here, when it comes to using an injury title for a couple of players. What are they going to do with LaQuint Allen Jr.? What are they going to do with Jack Kaiser? What are they going to do with some of these guys? Right now it feels like they don't need Jack Kaiser. Okay? They seem to be okay, even though they're down on numbers at linebacker. I think to begin the year, they feel pretty comfortable about what's going on there. Obviously, you want Allen Jr. in. He's your third down back. He's your best back in pass protection. He's got very soft hands. Are they okay with what they already do have? And can you make the point that even though Allen Jr. returned kicks a year ago with Bashal Tutin, they may be better off right out of the gate with Amir Abdullah holding on to that responsibility? I would think Tutin is not going to be back there, not if he is your starting running back. And we know it's going to be a situation where both backs really do get fed. So there's a lot of stuff to look at there. And then you are at the point of, well, do you keep a fourth back? Do you keep a fourth tight end? Do you keep a 10th offensive lineman? You're going to only keep 5 wide receivers, right? Travis Hunter can come over, be your 6th guy. Hunter actually began 7-on-7 today, working at wide receiver. Caught an early ball from Trevor Lawrence, involved in a couple of reps, and then he went back to the defensive side. That's something else I want to get into if we do have the time. There's been a lot of commentary lately about Travis Hunter and his defensive back skills, okay? And more are under the belief, and you know what? This could be accurate, could be, that he's gotten by on his athleticism, that he doesn't have great technique, that he's got an awful lot to learn when it comes to being a shutdown corner in the NFL. That, I was reading some Tampa stuff from yesterday's workout as well as today. And, some of those Tampa Bay scribes, they're like, they toasted Travis Hunter. Just went on and on and on and had their way with Travis Hunter. So is there going to be a little bit of a learning curve here? Hell yeah. I mean, he was primarily on offense a year ago. We know that. And he only got 7 games. He basically is a rookie. Okay? Now, it's untapped talent. I won't give you the P word. I can't stand. There's 2 P words I will never use on this program. All right? If you ever hear me use either one of these 2 words, Jared, find me. I'll never say patience. I'll never say that to Jaguars fans. And the other one, I could say maybe in a situation, but I prefer not to, is potential, right? I think some people are bringing that up right now when it comes to Travis Hunter. If you ever hear me say one of those 2 words, just find me in the kangaroo court. But that's been a discussion. And, those who have the agenda, those who just are, there's no way this guy can play both ways in this league. They're going to overdo it. And I get it. I understand what that's all about. But they're going to say, if he wants to be a shutdown corner, guess what? He should be playing corner, 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 and only corner. Right? And what did Chris Carter give you? The 300 hitter, switch hitter. It was a fairly decent analogy. If you're a 300 hitter from the left side, but you want to become a switch hitter, then all of a sudden you hit 250 on the left side and 250 on the right side. Aren't you better off staying on the left side, hitting 300? Well, hell yeah. You hit 300, for the most part, you're going to be a Hall of Famer in Major League Baseball. Hey, the cart ahead of the horse? Yes, absolutely. If it was that big of a deal to me, I would have brought it up earlier, but it certainly is something that is worthy of a conversation. Okay, we're going to have a good time tonight. Kind of like Wang Chung, who said that, right? Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. That's exactly what we're going to do on Into the Night. We're going to take it straight from, and what a band that was in the 80s. Come on, admit it. You got some old Wang Chung t-shirts buried in your dresser somewhere. I've got so much to do tonight. Ask Trevor Lawrence a couple of questions, most notably about Emmanuel Pregnon. We're going to play that on the other side. I think you'll be very interested. Jonah Monheim, been all over the place, both in college and pro, as far as his versatility as an offensive lineman. He is a major part of this future. I happen to think he's the starting center in a year, okay? But that's a year away. The focus is obviously on this team in a game coming up 2 weeks, 3 weeks from Sunday, right? This Sunday, then it'll be another Sunday, and then another Sunday. Also, let's see here. John Oehser is going to join us coming up at 7 o'clock. Okay, tonight's show is brought to you by Shmunez Vision, and always do want to thank them. I notice that every night I walk out of here, it tends to get dark or darker, or just a little bit more, a smidge more each and every night. And people really struggle driving when the lights go down. And just in general, when fatigue sets in, your eyes are not going to be as strong at night as they are when you got up in the morning. Hey, I've been telling you about this for quite some time, and it's because it's true. They are sensational at Shmunez Vision. Make yourself an appointment today. Roll in there and get an eye examination. Your eyes may be perfect. May check out, and we'll see you again in a year. Or you may need a new prescription. There could be possibly something wrong. Could be as simple as, let's say an allergy. It could be more significant. And if so, you got 37 plus years worth of experience when it comes to surgery. Also, it could be something that you just want to address on your own, like laser eye surgery. The rest of your days, never wondering where the readers are, right? And falling asleep with your contacts in. Dr. Neil Schmunez, Dr. Catherine Schmunez, Dr. John Hunt, they not only will examine you, they'll answer all your questions, and those three doctors as well perform surgery. Check them out online. Go to Schmunez Vision, also Instagram. You can get all the testimonials at Schmunez Vision. Do we have a couple of tickets to give away for this game coming up Friday night?
Yes, we do. We have a pair of tickets to see the Jags versus the Bucks Friday, August 28th at 7:30.
That's what it's all about right there. All right. Tell you what I'm going to do. First caller, 641-1010. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2003. They won a Super Bowl led by former Seminole Brad Johnson. Also in that game, they had 3 pick sixes. Hey, that included a couple of Knowles. Dexter Jackson, Derek Brooks. I want to say it was Rondé Barber who may have had the 3rd pick. He played at Virginia. By the way, Warwick Dunn was in on that Thursday night. Which former Jaguar went to the Buccaneers, scored 2 touchdowns in that Super Bowl when the Bucs knocked off the Raiders? If you can tell me who that is, you get tickets for the Friday night matchup between the Jags and the Bucs. 641-1010.
1010XL says thank you to our military.
We're American because you're in America, okay? Greatest country on the planet.
God bless the USA.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey, Coach, you getting in on the Hard Rock Bet Survival Pool?
Has it started yet?
Nope. Just lock in your pick by October 4th to play.
And that's it?
Nope. You pick a new team each week.
Any entry fee?
Nope. It's free to play after you made a deposit.
Is there big money up for grabs?
Up to $2 million cash.
I'm in.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Free to play. No purchase necessary to enter. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Prosser here. You want to know 3 words you can live by? Job well done. Want to know 3 more? Custom tree searches. Those 2 go hand in hand. When summer storms come crashing through or hurricane winds start to blow, Custom Tree Surgeons is always on standby, doing it better than everyone else. No job too big or too small, and always job well done. With Custom Tree Surgeons, call Custom Tree Surgeons or visit them at CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
If you think it's great to be you can get more Gators anytime on the Gator Podcast channel.
Go Gators!
Set up by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
The Golf Club at Southampton is super excited for what's next, and that's brand new greens and plenty more to add to your golfing experience. While renovations are underway, you can still come out, hit the practice area, and keep your game sharp. Plus Thursday night trivia, always fun, and music on Friday nights on the patio. Check it all out at golfsouthampton.com or their Facebook page. Membership opportunities right now where you can take advantage of a great deal before the renovation is complete. Call 287-PLAY and check out the latest from the Golf Club at Southampton.
Today's restaurant of the day is Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King. For a limited time, enjoy marinated, tender, boneless short ribs in the Lee family authentic Korean kalbi recipe, served on a bowl or plate. Only available for a limited time in store or on the Flame Broiler app.
Storms are part of every season. Make sure you're protected. Call American Electrical to make sure you have the best in surge protection. Don't lose your home electronics to a lightning strike. Call 737-7770 for American Electrical.
Frank Frangie here. I'm Jacksonville born and raised. This town's in my blood. And in a market this choppy, I only trust the people who grew up here and know it inside and out. Well, that's Chad and Sandy. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers, fast, easy, stress-free. Need a max price? Their science-based Market Max system is a proven, repeatable system guaranteed to sell your home for maximum price. Ask Jen over in Big Tree in Mandarin. Her investment townhouse had already failed to sell with another agent for months. So she hired Chad and Sandy, and they got it sold in 48 hours, cash, as is, no concessions. Check in hand in just 17 days at full market value. Chad and Sandy are the local real estate experts. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. No required repairs. Pick your own move date. No long-term contracts. So call Chad and Sandy 904-414-6200 or head today to chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I think this is the first song that went on record of a human being identifying someone else. And he also, in a very elegant way, says, pack your crap and hit the road. The wife is coming home. This is the extended version. An extra round here of the piano. The great Robert John, ladies and gentlemen. Just one hit that I can think of. I'm going to see 79.
Looks like it's over. You knew I couldn't stay. She's coming home today.
Look at that. Just like hit the bricks. This song is so corny. It's actually good.
Your sweet love. Why must you look at me that way? It's over.
Training camp is over. You got to be kidding me. All right, some will, hey, who knows? Maybe this was your makeout song. First time back of Mom's station wagon. Do we have a winner on our giveaway for Friday night and the Jags Bucks?
Yes, we do. Bob.
Way to go, Bob.
Nailed it.
And the answer?
Cardell.
Keenan
McCardell.
McCardell. A lot of people may forget that. Slid out of here, won a couple of, did catch a couple of touchdown passes, and obviously was part of that Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. I'm just trying to think of the great, I mean, Fred Taylor, I really think if Fred Taylor had won a Super Bowl in New England during that great era, he'd be in the Hall of Fame. I hate to say it that way, and I want to get into a conversation about it because there's way too many other things going on, but that does matter. Those 2 weeks matter. Being in a huge market matters. And, Baselli left, went to Texas, never played, right, for the Houston Texans. Jimmy Smith, it came to an end. Maurice Jones-Drew went to the Raiders. Fred Taylor goes off to New England, and they don't do anything during the playoffs those years. I believe that if he was part of a Super Bowl winning team, that would have really have helped him get to the Hall of Fame. Okay, tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. We're going to get there momentarily. Can we cue up Trevor Lawrence? Because I'm going to get to 5 categories that I have listed that has happened here throughout camp, okay? And one of those is the biggest question. And I don't think there's any doubt about it. The biggest question right now for this football team is the offensive line. All right. The same Tampa media yesterday said they abused Jacksonville's offensive line. ESPN, either on Monday or over the weekend, I don't remember what it was, they identified the best and the worst, okay? They came out and said that the worst running backfield in the NFL right now is Jacksonville. Okay? I mean, I couldn't disagree with that more. Are they unproven? Hell yeah. Absolutely, they are unproven. But the worst? You're trying to tell me that is the worst? And they labeled it as shakiest. Stable of 32 backs, and it's the Jaguars? Wow. I mean, no way. But anyway, today Trevor Lawrence met with us, and I had some things to ask him about the offensive line, including the rookie left guard, Emmanuel Pregnon. Here's Trevor Lawrence. if there was a change at center, that would affect you, no question about it, as to who the man would be. But with all the changes on the offensive line, how much effect does that have on you as far as maybe their nuances, or they're going to do this, but they're not going to do that? What's that like?
I mean, there's obviously a little bit of an adjustment, especially at center, when you get snaps a little bit differently. And Jonah's done a great job, and I've gotten a ton of reps with him, so I also feel really comfortable if he has to come in. And I know, he's a great player. I know he's ready, and we've communicated a lot, so there's not a ton there. I'd say just with all the guys over communicating when new guys come in at the line of scrimmage, and they might not be used to the same, I guess, checks or the timing of everything. So just making sure that I'm over communicating, that everybody's on the same page, is something to emphasize when you're shuffling guys around up front. And I think it's great practice for us because we've all talked about the O-line deal and the real possibility of that having to happen at some point where you plug in another guy. So I think having all those guys ready at different positions is really valuable.
What's the set of growing pains for Pregnon? Just your thoughts on, he's been there now for about a week over at left guard.
I think he's done an awesome job. He plays hard. He's huge. He's strong. You can tell he cares. Like he plays super hard. I think that's the first thing you notice. And then mentally, it's not been too much for him. Obviously he is a rookie, and there's still a lot to learn, and there's looks every day that you can teach off of. But he's not lost at all. He knows what he's doing. There's a lot of plays that we can clean up, but as far as knowing what he's doing and playing hard, he's got that down. I think he's protected well. He's been moving people in the run game. He's athletic. I mean, he's done an awesome job. So I think we got a bunch of guys up front that can play and play well, and I love what I'm seeing from E-Man.
All right, that's Trevor Lawrence on E-Man. Emmanuel Pregnon, the rookie who is plugged in. It's been well over a week now as your left guard. Where I'm at, he's the guy. Let's go. And, there's going to be problems early on. There's going to be some lack of consistency early on. Hey, it happens to every offensive lineman in the NFL. He's their best. He's the future. He really is. And that left side with him and Anton, I think is going to be very interesting. I mean, I really believe they're going to be able to move bodies when it comes to running the football. Pass protection, they're going to need some help. They're going to need the tight end. They're going to need a running back who can chip. There's no doubt about that. But this football team is also loaded with weapons. And again, if they can run, then that offsets the pass, and then you confuse defenses. They can't cheat either way, and you keep them honest. And that is absolutely a good thing. All right. I was going to give you the top 10 players in camp, but I don't like lists unless I create them, okay? Because I respect people who will give you lists, but I think they become lazy and they don't put enough work into it. And, they're big on the first couple. Then by the time they get down the line, if you will, I just not a fan. All right, so I eliminated that. But let's be crystal clear. The best player in training camp is Parker Washington. Period. End of story. He was your best player. Okay. He has been sensational. He has been a number one wide receiver in a core and on a team where we have been told there isn't a number one. And that's still absolutely prevalent. You want to double up on him? Thomas Jr. is going to be open. You want to double up on him? Strange is going to be open. You want to double up on him? Myers is going to be open. So Parker Washington, best player at camp. Biggest surprise in camp. All four rookie pass catchers. The two tight ends and the two wide receivers. Nate Borkircher's playing the best football that he has played since he's gotten here. I'm not lying. I bet he caught one pass in like the first 6 or 7 days over at the Miller Electric Center. Last Sunday was his best practice yet. He caught a big ball the other day as well. He's not looked at as a pass catcher. Obviously, he's going to be there in the 12 personnel to be the double tight. But he's had a good camp. Tanner Koziol, this could end up being an absolute steal. Okay, and I'm going to calm down because we need to find out if he can block. But he's more athletic than I thought. He's got very soft hands. He's a good route runner. And I interviewed him yesterday. I noticed up close and personal how I thought he had added muscle compared to when I interviewed him, let's say 2 months ago. Save the rest for the other side of this break, but there you go, okay? Josh Cameron, caught a bomb today. He's working with the first string. Myers is out. Thomas Jr.'s out. You're plugging in rookies. Josh Cameron makes a play every single day. C.J. Williams makes a play every single day. I mean, your wide receiver core is set. Just keep them healthy. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. For me, that's the biggest surprise because they're late-round picks. Outside of Borkercher, the rest of the guys are late-round selections. Tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. Rick Alexander's been AV rated since 2004. Think about that. By Martindale Hubble. To be rated for more than 20 years, this is really the gold standard for anyone who is, in fact, a lawyer in this practice. And less than 10% are recognized for it. If you have been injured in a car accident, if you have been injured doing anything, let's say you fell down, make sure you contact the Alexander Law Practice. Rick works directly with you. He works with every single one of his clients. And don't be afraid to call because you think you have to come out of pocket with a lot of cash. Nope. No retainer fee, no consultation fee. You're never coming out of pocket. Explain everything to Rick Alexander. Go to the Alexander Law Practice and get all of the details. All right, we got plenty to do. We are with you tonight until 8 o'clock. John Oehser at 7. I'm going to go through some more things that I have identified as far as best of or biggest question in training camp. You're also going to hear from Jonah Monheim. He's coming up as well on Into the Night.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
I'm Rick Ballou. Something big is coming September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable. Prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state.
Lauren Brooks here. Game days are back in Duval, and Closets by Design is ready to make your home a championship space. That's right, Closets by Design does way more than custom closets. They can transform your man cave to wow your friends when they come over to watch the Teal and Black. Schedule a free in-home consultation or schedule a tour of their amazing showroom on Phillips Highway by calling 904-878-9393. Plus, get 40% off, an extra 15% off, and free installation. ClosetByDesign.com.
These are the last days for Monheim Jewelers store-wide 40 to 50% off sale. These are the biggest savings we could possibly offer with everything on display, discounted 40 to 50% off ending Saturday, August 29th. We've bought so much brand new jewelry that we need to make room for it, and the only way to do that is to give you huge deals at 40 to 50% off everything. And the sale ends this Saturday, August 29th. Diamond jewelry, colored gemstones, gold chains, everything. Everything on display is 40 to 50% off at Monheim Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
With today's car prices, you need financing that fits your budget. Move forward with a better auto loan from First Florida Credit Union. Whether you're buying or refinancing, you'll benefit from competitive low rates, flexible terms, and up to 90 days with no payments. Stop by a branch or apply online at firstflorida.org/carloan. Enriching people every day. Membership eligibility required. Interest accrues during loan payment deferral period. Federally insured by NCUA. Details at firstflorida.org/carloan.
I-9 Sports is year-round. Fun for kids 3 and up. From North Jacksonville to Fleming Island, Neptune Beach to Orange Park, I-9 Sports makes it convenient for you with their 1-day-per-week commitment with practice before the game. It's easy to fit it into your schedule. Log on to i9sports.com and register now for fall and winter. Flag football, hoops, baseball, soccer, volleyball, and multi-sport. There's something for every youngster in North Florida. Fall and winter registration open right now at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Right now would be a great time for me to remind you that there are $1 steamed oysters right now at the Blue Crab House.
Drove a million miles to be with
We need to go running and ripping. There's got to be an old school 80s type of place out there that we're just not aware of, right? All right, we have a winner, as we announced earlier. Congratulations, Bob. We got a lot of people on here asking, saying Keenan McCardell and this and that they would win with the text. I know it's confusing. Everything I do is text related, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. But when we do giveaways, it's a phone in. I know. It's a little crazy, but that's the way they do it. Do we have any more tickets to give away, later in the show or maybe tomorrow night or something like that? Maybe we'll do it on the text line.
I know for a fact that the Drill, Jags Today, and XL Prime have tickets tomorrow, but I believe we do have a second pair of tickets for later on in the show.
Man. Jared Justice says, ever since he's gotten here, all he do is give stuff away. They don't come to me and say, Ballou, give away these tickets. They go to Jared and do it. So maybe we'll do that a little bit later on in the program. And when we do, maybe we'll do it on the text line, right? Because I love the people on the text line. I do. I'm a big fan. All right, best of camp, Parker Washington. Biggest surprise, the 4 rookies, the 2 tight ends, the 2 wide receivers, above what I expected. Biggest disappointment, it's Wyatt Milam. I mean, that job was there. That job was his to take. He had to earn it, and he didn't. He had a huge opportunity with Patrick McCarry going through back surgery, and I still think he's a big part of the future. My head tells me it's Pregnon, Monheim, Milam, left guard, center, right guard for the future. But it didn't happen in training camp. Hey, listen, you know as well as I do, especially on the offensive line, anything can happen at any time. He's going to get more at-bats. He's going to get another opportunity. But even when he was healthy, he just did not look the part. During the one-on-ones, man, he got just absolutely abused and didn't do well in teams. So he was a big disappointment. And that upsets me because I remember it was, I don't know, maybe day 2, day 3 of camp, forced to go inside at the Miller Electric Center because lightning was in the area. And that was the day that we really got an up-close and personal look at the rehabilitation of Cole Van Lannon. But also that day, I got a really good look at the body changes that I thought had, and still do think, that Wyatt Milam had made. This strength and conditioning program has been well documented. It's really worked with a lot of these players. But I thought Milam had a better body. Okay? He just did not perform well. He's the biggest disappointment. Biggest change, all right? And this is important because remember where you were and where this football team was 1 year ago today. I mean, be honest. No one had any idea. We didn't even have a clue what to think. With, brand new brass, brand new offense, brand new defense. A first for everything. First-time offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, first-time general manager, first-time head coach, first-time Baselli takes over his responsibilities, ahead of it. It was first for everything. And it started slowly. It was a mess. This year, that's gone. Now, I know you could say, well, they had 9 penalties in the first 17 minutes this past Friday night. Okay, but those are backups and guys who aren't going to make the roster. This is still going to be a penalized football team. I don't think all of a sudden you're going to wake up and they're not going to be penalized anymore. Now, you want to cut back on that. I want to say 128 accepted penalties a year ago. Too many. But more in the beginning of the year than late. Totally different feel. Also, confidence. Look at Josh Hines-Allen yesterday on social media. All this talk about how just dominating the Buccaneers' defensive line was and how they abused Jacksonville's offensive line. And by the way, Ruben Bain unable to go today, wearing number 3. I think it's an AC joint that he sprained yesterday. He is a beast. That kid right there is a beast out of the U playing for the Buccaneers. But that's all you heard. And Josh Hines-Allen comes out and says what he says. Leadership. All right. Last year, I don't know, 2 years ago? No. Trevor Lawrence never goes after Alex Anzalone and pulls him out of the scrum 2 years ago. We've seen that. So you've seen plenty of other guys as well. The leadership, remember where this team was a year ago. You had a backup center, Robert Hainsey, sign here, and he was nominated as a captain. That's petrifying. That is awful, okay? Nothing against Robert Hainsey. It's about the other guys in that offensive line. What in the hell is going on? It's one thing if you bring in, Dwight Stevenson. It's one thing if you bring in Mack. It's one thing if you bring in Dermontti Dawson. It's one thing if you bring in the greatest center that we've ever seen. A backup, and he's a captain. And they did the same thing on defense, which wasn't as much of a surprise because it had been said from Jarian Jones. It had been said from others. There's no leadership in the backfield. Tyson Campbell wasn't the guy. And Jordan Lewis came in and was named as a captain as well. Plenty of leadership on this football team. Finally, biggest question. It's the offensive line. Let's get right to it. Can't massage it anymore. Let's get right to it. It is by far the biggest question mark on this football team. How is the offensive line going to be? Can they stay healthy? I'm on record, and I believe it. I think they're going to have a better rushing football team than they did a year ago. I like what I've seen. I think Tootin hits home runs, and I think C-Rod picks up big, short yardage and takes advantage of those opportunities. I really believe that. But right now, I mean, you can bring up the third edge. You can bring up a great cover corner. You can bring up anything that you want that you think, the deep ball. You can bring up third down conversion rate. You can bring up too many penalties. I mean, there's so many things that you can point to. And listen, it's all fine. It's your opinion. It's the offensive line. That's the biggest question. What can you really hope for this year? I think average, maybe just a slight above being, and how I would define average is where do they grade? And I'm not going to rest it all on Pro Football Focus, but to those that I talk to who have played that position, how they're performing this year compared to how they performed one season ago. If you can be just slightly above average, there's no telling how far this football team can go. Okay? I believe that. I do. It's all about the offensive line. All right, let's get you involved with it. 641-1010, best way to join us right here on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also, let's welcome in those watching tonight on YouTube at 1010XL into the night. Your questions are coming up. Also, Jonah Monheim is coming up and John Oehser.
Feel the roar of the Jaguars. It's your last look at the roster before the final cuts. Preseason game number 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Friday night at 7:30 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL.
When you need a unique gift idea, visit one of the Kuhn Flower showrooms. I'm RJ for 1010XL. You'll see hundreds of cool gifts for any member of your family or friends. Kuhn Flowers, for over 75 years. Online at kuhnflowers.com.
Neck pain, back pain, headache, Shinatri Chiropractic. West Side, 103rd, River City Marketplace, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
Soccer fans, your undefeated Sporting Jacks women are back home at Hodges Stadium this Saturday, August 29th, to take on Dallas FC. If you missed Bailey Smith smashed 2 goals with Ashlyn Puertes back of net and Jamie Gerstenberg with an amazing late-game save last week, don't miss it this week. Come support your Sporting Jacks women at Hodges Stadium. Tickets start at $20, and it's always thirsty on the pitch with $1 hot dogs and $1 beers. Get tickets at sportingjacks.com and come support your undefeated Sporting Jacks women this Saturday night.
After an accident, the last thing you should worry about is how you are going to afford a lawyer. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, there are no upfront fees because we don't get paid unless you do. You heard that right. We don't get paid unless you do. Our team fights insurance companies every day to pursue the compensation our clients deserve. It's that simple. Get started at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Campione Law.
Which team holds the record for the most NCAA men's basketball championships?
For over 20 years, Southern Oak Insurance has given Floridians a better alternative to their current homeowners policy. See what you can get with Southern Oak. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
UCLA holds the record for most men's NCAA basketball championships with 11. Kentucky is next with 8.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate chessman, and, you may be surprised, newfound fan of American football.
Really? You?
Absolutely. Listen to this. Duval!
It's Duval, Chester. Duval.
That's what I said. Duval!
Ball.
Ball. Ball. The point is, Brendan, with football season approaching and friends dropping by your house to watch the games, there's no better time to spiff up your garage with a beautiful, durable, polymer-coated floor.
We can even do it in team colors for the real fans out there.
Oh, that is a good idea.
A garage floor your friends will love?
Check. In a color that makes you proud?
Check. Installed by locals who can actually pronounce Duval?
Checkmate!
Transforming your floor
Checkmate. Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
With you tonight till 8, tomorrow night 6 to 8. Off Friday, Jags Bucks, and then next Friday, myself, Hayes Carline, Ryan O'Halloran, every Friday, 4 to 7. It's going to be electrifying. Make sure you're around for it. 94-48. Ballou, besides the offensive line, do you believe there's any pieces we need to complete a Super Bowl caliber team? Or do there's any pieces of the front office brought back the right guys and drafted the right positions for this team to compete at the highest level? Okay, let's put it right on the quarterback to begin. Trevor Lawrence has to make plays. Trevor Lawrence has to become one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence has to have a passer rating of 100 or better. It's over. And it's time. He proved it during the second half of the season. Now he needs to prove it the entire year. Okay? You need a lot of luck to win a Super Bowl. Number one, you need to stay healthy. You got to get some breaks here and there. You start identifying things. The first thing that would come to mind to me was 31 takeaways. Complementary football, giving it right back to your offense. They didn't have any turnovers against New Orleans when they practiced with them or Carolina. They had 4 yesterday. 2 picks, 2 forced fumbles. Talked about the rushing offense. Man, that changes the entire complexion of the football game. You run, you do so many things. Number one, you keep your defense rested. Number two, you tire the living you-know-what out of your opponents. If you can run, man, then you can pass. And this team already can pass, and you know that. Deep ball, disappointing a year ago. I think it gets better. I really hope that Brian Thomas Jr. is not just a deep ball guy. I hope he's just not an out guy. I hope we get the full route tree. I hope we see him in screens. I hope we see him in crossing patterns. Screen game has to be better. Another disappointment a year ago. Third down has to be better. Another big-time disappointment a year ago. Folks, I'm bringing up all these disappointments, and it was a record-setting offensive year. I mean, they scored 28 points a game. If all these things come into play, how many could they average this year? Now, it's a more difficult schedule, and of course, you only have 6 games. Finally, to this question, and I know that I say this often, but I only say it often because I totally believe it, okay? Some of Jacksonville's good players have to become outstanding players. 8 sacks for Josh Hines Allen, then he leads the universe in pressures. Okay, that's a nice thing, but it's time. Trayvon Walker hurt, he's got a knee, he's got a wrist, 3.5 sacks. It's time. Travis Hunter, is he truly a shutdown corner? They gave up a 2 first-round pick. It's time. That's what it comes down to. are very good players, good to very good players. Are they going to take it to where all of a sudden they are elite or great players? When next year's top 100 lists come out, you start to see 3, 4, 5 Jaguars, and not at number 82, and not at number no. They're in the top 20. Can Anton Harrison become a top 10 left tackle in 1 year? Can Emmanuel Pregnon become a top 10 interior offensive lineman in 1 year? Brenton Strange has been paid. I think I saw him as high as 11 on one of those lists. Can he become a top 10 tight end? That's what has to happen. Good players must become great. I'm Rick Ballou. Something big is coming September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable. Prediction dollars that expire in 1-year terms. DKNG.co/predictions promo, nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability. Varies by state.
He went head-to-head with Reggie White and Derek Thomas. But can he handle Joe Coward and Matt Hayes?
No, write it down. Come on. Woo!
Leon Searcy on XL Prime Time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Get geared up for the weekend with wall-to-wall football. First Coast Football Friday with Hayes Carline, Ryan O'Halloran, and Rick Ballou. Protected by the law offices of Jason K.S. Porter and Cash Building Material. 4 to 7 on 1010XL.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret: Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a dandy today.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
25 weeks comes down to this.
You ready?
3 wide under the lights. 0 margin for error. Everything on the line. Flirting with 200 miles per hour in the place where this journey began. Race 26, the final hunt for a spot in the chase. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 weekend at Daytona, August 28th through 29th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Football season is here, and that means it's grilling season. Before you overpay at the big box stores, make a quick stop to Houston's Meat Company on Main Street. For more than 50 years, Houston's has been Jacksonville's local butcher shop, serving up quality cuts of meats, incredible prices, and the kind of service you just can't find at the grocery chain. Steaks, burgers, chicken wings, ribs, whatever's on the grill this weekend, Houston's Meat Company has you covered. Follow them on social at Houston's Meats for weekly specials.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of back pain relief with just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sun up to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. We count football in weeks. Week 1, the bye, midseason. 10 weeks doesn't sound like much until you ask what can change in 10 weeks. That's the idea behind Reclaim by Awaken 180, a defined 10-week program with a clear beginning and a real finish line. I know what that window means. I lost 40 pounds in 10 weeks with Awaken 180, but the scale wasn't the only number that mattered. My body fat percentage came down without a meaningful drop in muscle mass because losing weight should mean losing fat, not simply chasing a smaller number. Think about this. The Jaguars season is almost here. When it reaches midseason, you can still be thinking about changing, or you can have 10 weeks behind you. That's why now makes sense. The season will move fast, and my results did too. Go to awaken180weightloss.com and ask about Reclaim. Find out how 10 weeks work, what the program involves, and whether it fits your goal. Go to awaken180weightloss.com and ask about Reclaim. Week 1 is coming either way. 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
John Oehser, senior writer at Jaguars.com. He is our guest each and every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. All right, John, before we get to the Jags, I have some more than disappointing, almost devastating news that has just trickled in. No longer will there be Pro Bowl games in the NFL.
No. Oh, really? Okay. So what does that mean?
I don't know.
They're just going to have the honor?
Yeah, they're just going to honor the players because I know contractually that can mean something, but I can't remember the last time I watched the Pro Bowl game.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, you used to sort of get excited about it when you were a kid. So they're not even going to have the week. They're not even going to have any of the events that's interesting. I mean, it's been trending toward that because players got smart and it just, you couldn't play it. It was with injury risk. So I guess it's one of those things that'll be a fond memory or not so fond. Or
put together a golf tournament or something. They'd love it. For those who play, not everyone plays. But anyway, that rolled in not too long ago. All right, John, you've been through many of these training camps as I have, and it wrapped up this morning at the Miller Electric Center. Did camp go the way you expected it to, or were there changes for you either way?
Yeah, not so much expected, but I thought what was significant was it sort of felt like the first, I don't know, how long was it? 20 practices, I think 25 days. The first 10 or so leading up to New Orleans felt kind of preliminary looking back. And then you had the New Orleans practice, which, Liam has said and everybody around it has said wasn't really what they wanted. And then in the last 10 days or so, if you take the Panthers and the Bucs joint practices, it really felt like they got their traction and went from not a great practice in New Orleans to really feeling like they're ready. They had good physical practices. They ran well, got turnovers. I'm not so sure the last 10 days could have gone better in that front. They feel like a good team that knows how to prepare, and it feels prepared. I mean, maybe I'm all wet, maybe I'm wrong, but that's the vibe you get right now.
Yeah, and I've been amazed that now with 3 different teams that if you read the other side that the Jaguars are facing and their reports, it doesn't necessarily go the way that I saw it. And I don't know if you agree or disagree, but I mean, physicality, that's the one part of this. And I didn't see him against the Saints. You did. But against the Panthers and the Bucs, I thought the Jaguars were the more physical team.
That's what it felt like. And part of what the reason that happens in joint practices is you've got media that's used to covering their team. And then you get to these joint practices, and they know their own storylines, and you're more apt to tweet. If BTJ has a big play, we're all more apt to tweet that than if a guy on the Bucs has a big play. So it's always going to skew in the direction of the team you're covering, I think. So I thought definitely yesterday, I thought the Carolina practice felt like there was the energy they wanted, and they were making plays, and you're like, okay, this is what they want. And then the Bucs practice, look, Baker Mayfield said it.
Yeah.
They were the more physical team. I don't know how you judge a win or a loss, but I absolutely felt like this team felt better about itself after those two practices than it did before. And from our perspective, meaning the people who cover this team, that's what you're trying to figure out is how ready do they feel? I know they're good because we saw it last year, but it's good they feel that way if you're a Jaguar fan.
Training camp is over, 2026. The next time the Jaguars are in action will be Friday night. That'll be the matchup against the Buccaneers. We'll have it all for you. Pre-game, in-game, post-game, right here on 92.5 FM and 1010 on the AM side. All right, let's get to what I think is the biggest question of everything. That is the offensive line once again. Where are you with Emmanuel Pregnon? Is this set in stone? Is there a chance that this could change in the next 2 weeks?
Hey, I'd be surprised at this point if it changed because I don't know what you'd change it to. I don't know that we're going to see Wyatt Milam play Friday and to change that dynamic. I'd be shocked if we see Pregnon because I think what you're looking at is Harrison, Pregnon, Hainsey, Cleveland, and then trying to figure out if Cole Van Lanner will make it back to the opener. I don't know why you would have stuck so hard the last week with that group, meaning Walker Little at right tackle, if that wasn't what you were trying to figure out that you liked. So maybe there's a change, but it would surprise me at this point if you saw him come off that with the big question whether or not Van Lanner makes it back in time.
Yeah, and I'm all in on this. I would hate to see the switch back with Cleveland and maybe Little slides to right guard if Van Lanner can play. I think it's simply Van Lanner in for Little, and Little's a swing guard option, a swing tackle option. We will see. The biggest, ESPN had a deal, the shakiest backfield. I know we talk about it all the time. They don't see what we see, and it is unproven. But between the home run hitting of Tootin and some short, tough yardage by C-Rod, where are you right now with this backfield?
Yeah, I think that's it. And all you can go on with the running back backfield is what you've seen, what you've heard, because no matter what we see during preseason, it's just not the same with the running game until you get into week one and you get into the second half and you figure out how much a team's going to stick to the run when they take it seriously. But with what we can see, Tootin had the practice they'd been waiting for the other day.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he's getting more comfortable, hitting holes more confidently. His confidence is rising. They firmly believe they know what Rodriguez is and what he's going to bring. I think Liam said at the first day of camp, you're not going to see what they want from Rodriguez until it really matters, because you're not going to run physically the way he runs. You're not going to burn that out in the preseason. I think the running game is going to be better. I don't know if it's going to have as many explosives as it did with ETN, but I think it's going to be more consistent. And I just believe that because, they feel like there was some stuff left on the field last year in terms of yards after contact and things like that they feel like they're going to get this year. So I guess until I don't see that, this group has been pretty good about being intentional and getting what it needs to bring in. I think Rodriguez is going to be an upgrade in terms of the overall offense and how effective it is. Again, maybe not every week.
Yep.
But again, Rick, remember, they want to be physical. and he's going to bring physicalness to that I think they didn't have last year.
All right, two quick defensive questions. Number one, do they believe enough in B.J. Green that they can afford to slide Trayvon Walker inside next to Josh Allen?
Well, in passing situations, I think that's definitely the plan, is to do that a lot. I don't know that that'll be your starting, base defense, but certainly in passing situations, and I'm not sure it's as much what they believe in B.J. Green as they believe that Trayvon creates a massive mismatch in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that even if you're not getting it off the edge, with Trayvon on passing situations on third down, they're going to get interior pressure alongside Armstead. And somewhere out of that group, B.J. Green, maybe Brian Thomas Jr. makes the roster and comes along and, has an impact. They believe somewhere in these young guys they're going to get production out of. Do they need to go outside and look for a guy? I don't think they're going to do that before the season. I think they're going to put their faith in B.J. Green on that front.
And there's also been, conversations that it's Matt Dickerson who's your starter and your guy who's in against the run, that in obvious pass rush situations, it's Eric Armstead. How believable is that?
Well, at the end of the year last year, that's what it was. It was Dickerson, and when they believed they were stopping the run, it was Dickerson and Devon Hamilton in there. Armstead had tailed off a little bit. I think there was some just injury stuff going on. The kind of stuff that's minor enough just to affect you and not really be a major story. So, look, the pass rush in the NFL is not always an either-or thing. You need different guys in different situations. I think both Armstead and Trayvon Walker are going to rush from the inside a lot, very probably together in passing situations.
Yeah.
So, are either of those guys going to start the game when it's 1st and 10 and they think they're going to run the ball? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're passing, more often than not, they're going to want Walker, Armstead, and Allen and Hines Allen on the field at the same time, because those are your three best pass rushers.
Yeah. Hey, as you leave us, it's going to be interesting when cuts come down here in a few days. I mean, did they keep a fourth back? Did they put Allen Jr.? Did they, put some sort of designation on him injury-wise? Do they keep a fourth tight end? Do they keep an extra offensive lineman? I mean, you just go on and on. It's really going to be intriguing to see what they end up doing.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they don't keep 4 running backs. They did it at the start of last year, remember? So they know how to make the roster work that way. As soon as I say that, I'd also be surprised if they don't keep 4 tight ends, because to me, if you're going to play 3 tight ends, you need numbers there. So they kept Quentin Morris on the practice squad last year as an option early. Maybe they can juggle it a little bit there. But you're right. There's also a lot of good players that maybe don't have major roles early that they don't want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And that influence who you try to keep, because you don't want to lose guys because other teams know about your potential guys too. So it's one of the more fascinating moves to 53 that we've had around here a long time.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
It's a good growing roster, and that's what you get, Rick.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. The last time I did, I had 23 on offense, 27 on defense, 3 special teamers. Obviously, with
I'll
Hunter.
bet that reverses.
Yeah,
I'll bet you try to find more numbers for offense, because the numbers are going to be tough there.
You know what? You're right. With Hunter, he can be a hybrid, so he can make it 24-26. But, that's not going to be what they do. So I'm going to have to come up with something different. Make sure you read John Oehser and his entire staff at Jaguars.com. He is the senior writer. John, thank you. See you soon.
All right, Rick. See you Friday, buddy.
All right, there he goes. And, Matt Dickerson, I was talking about, the biggest surprise, and I went with the drafted tight ends and drafted wide receivers because they have all really overachieved. And maybe it was expected out of Borkircher because he was your first pick in this year's draft class, but the others were late. Go back, and I have all the respect in the world for the people who put together the projections as far as the 53-man roster. Again, I've done it once, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow. Go back and look at some early projections. You know who's not on the team? Matt Dickerson. He's not. He's not there. He's on the outside looking in. Okay? He has gone right in there and earned this job. And, you know, he did get starts and played a lot last year, or played the majority of the snaps against the run. And it was clearly because Eric Armstead was not 100%. Armstead, they brought along slowly. He's had at least 4 Veterans Day off, or veteran days off, so far in camp. May have had a 5th. And I just think he's earned it. And think about how much more durable it would be if you could go B.J. Green, Eric Armstead, Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines Allen as your pass rush. Okay? I know that's what they would love to do. And that is an obvious pass situations. We will see. All right, let's get you involved. 641-1010, best way to join us. And again, that is via the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also roll on in and get us tonight on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
Catch the fever.
On the runway, I'm coming in hot.
1010XL.
Problems, pick Porter.
When you need a lawyer,
Pick smart.
pick Porter.com.
DUI, pick Porter. Divorce, pick Porter. Criminal or injury law, pick smart.
Pick Porter.com.
Problems, pick Porter.
When you need a lawyer,
Pick smart.
pick Porter.com.
Picking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst in St. Augustine at 904-940-9740.
When it comes to orthopedic care, experience matters, and teamwork matters even more. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, our fellowship-trained specialists work together to treat a full range of conditions, from knees and shoulders to spine, sports injuries, and joint replacement. You'll be guided by the right specialist for your needs, with coordinated care and personalized treatment plans designed for better outcomes. Smarter care, faster access, trusted expertise. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect pair for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
If a special occasion is on the horizon, log on to CuneFlowers.com and order online. You'll find a wide assortment of floral arrangement ideas ready for a click and buy, or visit their beautiful showrooms for extraordinary gift ideas. For over 75 years, Cune Flowers.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, within the division, bad news today in Houston. Braden Smith went down, starting right tackle. Remember, they brought in 3 offensive linemen via free agency to try to fix that area. It's been very problematic, and no report yet but he got a 2-year, $20 million deal. And, even though it's Houston, it doesn't matter to me. I hate to see anyone come out via injury. It's just, it's their livelihood. Not a big fan of that at all. Jabbar Muhammad, some people responded to me. I put it on Twitter that and I said it on the radio as well, that he's really gotten picked on. He got picked on by New Orleans. He got picked on by Carolina. He had a big day today. Again, it was 7-on-7. No pads, not even uppers. They were in shells. But he had a pick, and he had a couple of pass breakups. And, this guy will stick his nose in there. He's physical against the run. He's just not a big guy. And, I've said all along that I thought they would add a veteran presence at the edge, and they did not. Starting to wonder now that if you look at positions and where this football team is, if they really do like a guy who becomes available this weekend, is cornerback the position they will add? I mean, they've made changes on the offensive line, right? And if you can get these guys healthy, that's what you're going to roll with. They're not going to do anything in the backfield. They're not going to do anything at wide receiver. They're not going to do anything at tight end. I don't think they do anything at linebacker. I don't. Safety seems to be pretty set. This Jalen Husky kid is another one that made a couple of big-time plays yesterday. And, this rookie class, and I understand that we've seen this before. We've seen this for years, that this does take place. And then they tail off. They hit the rookie wall. So I'm trying to be cautious about it, but I can also only discuss what I've seen. Tell you another guy that was added who's got a real good chance of making this team. And that's Jelani Tavi. Veteran presence. A guy who's played a ton in this league. Neither Jalen McLeod or Yasir Abdullah. Now, Abdullah had the big forced fumble, right, against the Saints, but McLeod's been in and out of the, hot tub or whatever you want to call it. And Yasir, very good special teamers, but so isn't Tavi. He has 28 special teams snaps in 2 games. So you're not missing a beat there. And then if you have to plug in a guy, now, he's more of the middle, and off the ball is where you would put McLeod and Abdullah, really behind Dennis Gardeck. But that's going to be very, very intriguing to see how that all ends up when that is said and done. Hey, did you catch this story? I can't confirm it, but its very lengthy title is one of the greatest that I have ever read. And this is what it says. Powerball winner arrested after hiring a full marching band to follow his ex-wife to work as a reminder. That is like, I want to party with this guy. What's this? Even though he's a multi-millionaire, I'll buy the freaking beers. What a genius idea.
There's part of me that has that Ted Lasso in me. It's like, you got to be kind to people. But I'm like, no, if I won the Powerball, I'm going to be petty. I'm going to be real petty towards people, especially if I'm like, what is it? A couple $100,000. Yeah, I'll follow you around. I'll have someone follow you around with a tuba.
He's arrested for it. No, this is a full-out marching band. Okay, I don't know. I didn't.
How do you set up that reservation?
I don't know, but it's such a brilliant idea that I love this guy for it. What the ex-wife pulls up to work and she's walking into the office and there's a band there that just I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, but anyway. 0148. How about Walker Little for Daniel Hunter? We'll throw in a day 3 draft pick. Yeah. That would be a no-brainer, but there's no way Houston's going to do that. It is very rare to make trades within a division. At least it used to be. But, last year they sent over Christian Kirk. 1603. Ballou, you and Jeff Prosser should do a podcast together. Jags, Knowles, Gators. Okay. 4876. All right, it's about winning tickets. All these people want to win tickets. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, 3689. Ballou, have you seen the offensive line in action that we expect versus Cleveland? If so, thoughts? No, I don't think so. I hope not. I hope that Van Lannen's back. Okay. The biggest question mark is going to be the left side because Harrison doesn't have a lot of experience. He's been a right tackle starter here, even though he was a left tackle starter in his days as an Oklahoma Sooner. This is too early for Pregnon. We didn't talk, in the entire offseason, we did not talk about Emmanuel Pregnon being the starter anywhere on that offensive line against the Cleveland Browns. It has happened. He's taken advantage of it. He moves people. And he's got some nasty. This guy could end up, again, I want to calm down. Calm down, Ballou. But this guy could really be something special. This offensive line is begging for nasty. And I think he's got it. I do. He said, I interviewed him right before the change, and he's like, I'm going to be the best player on the field. Okay? He didn't say that was his goal. He didn't say that was his plan. He just came right out. Again, I mentioned confidence earlier. He just came right out and said, I think like I'm the best player on the field. That's what you want. You don't want him to be a jackass about it, but his honesty is refreshing. And if he's saying that to me, I can only imagine what he's saying in the building. Now, rookies are rookies. You got to pave your way. But look at the film on him and what you're not going to see him tomorrow night, or you're not going to see him Friday night. They shouldn't play him. You should just give him rep after rep after rep and get him ready for the Browns. Then it's Hainsey, and, I want this team to stay with Ezra Cleveland at right guard. There's some that believe Ezra Cleveland will go back to left guard, and they'll slide Walker Little to right guard if Van Lanen plays. I happen to think Walker Little, his best position is right guard. I think he goes right guard, left tackle, right tackle. He's playing right now as a starter in the worst offensive line position in the 3 that he has played, in my opinion. So what I hope against Cleveland is it's the return of Cole Van Lanen. And there you go. And Van Lanen may end up being a better right tackle than he was as a left tackle. And they paid him 3 years, $51 million. The expectation was right tackle. But because of injuries, they had to do what they had to do. Okay. Much more to do with you right here on this Wednesday night. This is Into the Night.
The Kings of the Swamp.
Ball's loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow.
This is Gators head football coach John Summerall. Join Sean Kelly and our broadcast crew as they bring you Gators football all season long.
On Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football, 1010 XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Chevrolet is Northeast Florida's truck headquarters. And this month, save more than $15,000 on a new Silverado at Nimnik Chevrolet. 0% financing for 60 months is also available. And no payments for 90 days. With the largest selection of new Chevrolets in the region and the Nimnik Best Price Guarantee, why would you buy anywhere else? Visit NimnikChevy.com or head to the dealership. Great inventory, great prices, and low interest rates. Who really takes care of you? Nobody but Nimnik. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Yeah, I know how awful it is to get injured, but not like my friend Tom who got rear-ended last year. Tom McManus here. Morgan & Morgan can help you. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices across the nation, and over $30 billion recovered. And guess what? They don't get a single penny unless you do. A proven track record with backup. Hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect, get paid. Dial pound law or check out forthepeople.com. SoutheastOrthopedics.com.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Want to be the host everyone talks about this football season? Invite friends, clients, family, or employees to River City Railway. Private rail cars with everything you need. AC, TVs, private bathrooms, parking, and an unforgettable atmosphere just steps from the stadium. Own the season with a full season rail car, or reserve one for the biggest Jag game of the year. Food and open bar included. Don't just tailgate, railgate. Reserve today at rivercityrailway.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, what's bothering you, pal?
You know me, Jason. I'm a by-the-book kind of guy.
Oh, I know.
I drive the speed limit. I take my vitamins.
Sort your socks alphabetically by color.
Blue comes before brown, Jason. We aren't heathens.
But something's got you bothered.
It's not you, Jason, but there are some other companies in your business that have people pretty upset for doing things, you know, a little sketchy.
I know.
And when people get scammed, well, it looks bad on you, too.
So let me make things better for everyone. Here, put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
If you're worried you called the wrong company and might be paying too much or getting work done you really don't need, call us for a free second opinion.
For free? Just to make people feel better?
Life can get pretty expensive sometimes. If you worry about spending money you don't really need to, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Checkmate.
I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate chessman, and, you may be surprised, newfound fan of American football.
Really? You?
Absolutely. Listen to this. Duval!
It's Duval, Chester. Duval.
That's what I said. Duval!
Vol. Vol.
Vol. The point is, Brendan, with football season approaching and friends dropping by your house to watch the games, there's no better time to spiff up your garage with a beautiful, durable, polymer-coated floor.
We can even do it in team colors for the real fans out there.
Oh, that is a good idea.
A garage floor your friends will love?
Check. In a color that makes you proud?
Check. Installed by locals who can actually pronounce Duval? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahans' golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Believe it or not, training camp is over. Day 20 in the books, Miller Electric Center. Next up, walk through tomorrow, game Friday night. We'll have it all for you right here on both of our radio channels, 1010 on the AM, 92.5 on the FM, and a big cut coming up over the weekend. I think this could be the first in a very, very long period of time where you do not see an undrafted free agent make the 53-man roster. Remember, there were two last year in B.J. Green and Danny Strigow, and then you had Branson Combs, who was called up, right, on the practice squad. Jabbar Muhammad spent last year on the practice squad, wasn't activated, but has a real good chance to make the team this year. So, you know, like this Pena kid, he made more plays again today. He's a guy I'd love to bury on the practice squad. He's small, no doubt about it. He'd be a good slot wide receiver, perhaps. You know, develop him. And we'll see what ends up happening. The best bit of news today was the return of Brian Thomas Jr. after landing on his shoulder yesterday, right? That was the touchdown pass that Lawrence threw. And Liam Cohen did say after practice he'd be fine. Now, he had a non-contact jersey on today. He wasn't involved in anything that was team-related. But he absolutely was there for some individual drills. All right, we're going to get to Jonah Monheim. As we do that, Cleveland, as you know, is Jacksonville's first appearance. And things like this only happen in Cleveland. You know, Deshaun Watson rips the fans. He says they're booing him not because of his play, but because it's personal, and we get all the transgressions that Watson has been a part of and that hang over his head for the last couple of years. But I guess today they put up tape signs, Brown fans did, on Jim Brown's statue. I mean, leave the greatest, according to my dad, who passed a year and a few months ago, who's the greatest football player of all time. Without hesitation, my dad said Jim Brown. He was absolutely phenomenal. And I know you're trying to get your message out there, but can't you put up signs somewhere else? Not on the great Jim Brown. So all it takes is one knucklehead to go out and do that. But we'll see. I mean, it's good to have a little bit of, first-time coach, and that's always the case in Cleveland. Although their last Stefanski lasted 6 years in Cleveland? I think he did.
I want to say yes because I think he won Coach of the Year twice.
Wow.
Which is random.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they never give Coach of the Year to the guy who probably should get Coach of the Year, but Kevin Stefanski is his name. I don't know what I said earlier. Well, that's because what's her name? Diana Rossini was all over the Coach of the Year. First time I've mentioned her, it's been what? At least, I don't think I mentioned her during training camp. No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, there's some guys say, you can't go a show without mentioning Diana Rossini. Well, guess what? I haven't mentioned her yet, or the last month during training camp. Let's get to Jonah Monheim. Really interesting story. And, as we bring him in here, I caught up with him today. This guy started at right tackle, left tackle, right guard, left guard at USC. Played center here last season. Appeared in all 17 games, most special teams related, but got some starts. This year, he's been working not only at center, but he's been working at left and right guard. Earlier, when I talked with Trevor Lawrence, he mentions Jonah Monheim. That was after I interviewed Monheim first before I got with Trevor for a couple of questions. But this guy is doing a lot of things for this football team. And I caught up with second-year offensive lineman Jonah Monheim after the final day of Jaguars training camp. Day 2 of Jaguars Bucks, and actually the final day of training camp here with second-year offensive lineman Jonah Monheim. You guys turned it down a notch after a spirited Tuesday out here.
Yeah, obviously, good to have Tampa in town. Great opportunity to get that work in. Obviously, a couple days still going. Got the game coming up, but it's great to get some work in with them.
Can you believe camp's over?
Man, I mean, it's such a hectic month. So much happens, but at the same time, it does go by a little fast. But yeah, pretty crazy.
How different from being here as a rookie compared to just wrapping things up now in your second season?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that camp's camp. I think no matter what year you're in, but certainly there's a, part of it is, okay, I've been through it once before, at least mentally, physically, I know a little bit of what to expect. But the challenges that come up throughout camp are, challenges no matter what year you're in. So, yeah, absolutely.
Jonah, from my perspective, it looked like you guys were so much more advanced from a season ago where there was a lot of teaching, and it felt like you just continued what you left off with in January. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I think, we're always trying to get better, one day at a time. No matter what we're emphasizing, no matter what the staff's emphasizing, this is a process. We've got to stay process driven and just getting better at the product, whether that's individually or as an O-line or as an offense, as a team. It all comes together, but just keeping that growth mindset, keeping that process mindset.
For the most part, I mean, coaches go from job to job, but this staff basically stayed intact. You did add Brian Bacucci from Tampa. What has he brought as the run game coordinator?
Yeah, I think BP's done a great job since he's gotten here. He's obviously, a wealth of knowledge in the run game and in the O-line world, techniques, so he brings a lot to the table there. And he's been a great source of knowledge to have in the room and to be able to learn from, no matter what we're talking about. So again, that's the same thing as a player. You now have a new source to learn from and grow with. So it's been cool to be exposed to him.
Your versatility at USC, you played 4 offensive line positions, and of course you came in here last year, played center, was able to start a couple of games, but there's been adversity, and you've been moving around the offensive line, both guard positions. What's that been like?
Yeah, I think kind of, you touched on it. I did it a little bit in college. And, at the end of the day, we're just 5 guys doing one job, regardless of what position. Sure, the center and guard and tackle all have different techniques and, different abilities and whatever. But at the end of the day, we're all O-linemen. We're all trying to do this job together and, whatever it takes to help the team, regardless of what group or what position, yeah.
As we wrap things up, the ability to run the football, that is something that Liam Cohen has always done and wants to do. Last year, there was some inconsistency, leaning on a couple of new backs this year. What are your thoughts overall on being able to run the ball?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously it's a staple of our offense. It's got to be our mindset and our attitude as an O-line that we'd love to run the ball. And again, it's been, part of the emphasis of this process, this growth, this camp of just attacking all the little details that come within the run game. It truly takes all 11, and it starts with us 5 up front, all being on the same page from an ID standpoint, from a technique standpoint. And, again, all the little details. It takes all 11, but obviously to do that as an offense, it only opens things up even more for Trevor.
Jonah Monheim, second year as a Jaguars offensive lineman. Best of luck to you this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, 7th round a year ago, and again, high expectations for him this year, if called upon, but certainly next year, no doubt about it. Again, a 7th round pick out of USC. Tony Baselli was a 1st round pick. He was 2nd overall in the 1995 draft out of Southern California. 2 tickets for the game Friday night. Jags Bucks. Are you ready for this? Text only. No calls. I said text only. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. 641-1010. Who is the only other first rounder selected out of USC by the Jacksonville Jaguars? The only other first-round selection selected by the Jaguars in the first round out of USC. And, I'm just reviewing this list. Of course, 2 years in a row, they went to Clemson. Florida, you have Henderson, Bryan, Fowler Jr., Harvey, and Nelson, man. And where's Fred Taylor? You got 6 that have been drafted out of Florida. Wow. Who else? Georgia, just 2. You got Marcus Stroud. And obviously Walker. Florida State, you got Jalen. I think that's it for the Seminoles. Central Florida, Blake Bortles. Let's see if any other team really sticks. At Ronaldo win. Man, I remember that like it was yesterday. That is absolutely crazy. So there you go. Florida leads it with 6. I thought another school, USC does have 2. Let's see here. LSU has Thomas Jr. and Chason and Fournette. So that's 3 for the Bayou Bengals. There you have it. First one who gives us the answer. We have, look at all of these people. I'm going to go to the first one that rolled in, the Rosie O'Donnell Center at USC. I kind of want to give it to that. Let me see. In the first order that we received it, we are going with the 61-29. R.J. Soward. There you go. Congratulations, 61-29. You have yourself a couple of tickets for the game Friday night between the Jags and the Bucs. Didn't work out the way they wanted. No doubt about that. That was a big-time disappointment. I remember I was actually in Chicago when that happened. I had been there for about 3 months. I left to go to Chicago right after the AFC Championship game loss to Tennessee. And there you have it. Congratulations. You are a winner. I'm Rick Ballou. Something big is coming September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim, issued in non-withdrawable. Prediction dollars that expire in 1 year terms. DKNG.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play. Sports contest availability varies by state.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Get ready for PGA Tour champions to return to Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa for the 2026 Constellation Furyk and Friends, October 9th to 11th.
Hey everyone, this is Jim Furyk. Join us this fall for world-class golf, incredible food, live music, and an unforgettable weekend on the iconic Ocean Course.
Plus, don't miss country music star Billy Currington live at the Furyk Foundation concert on Friday, October 9th. For tickets and info, visit ConstellationFurykandFriends.com.
Hear that? That's not relaxing. That's a roof leak. At Endless Summer Roofing, we remove indoor water features from places they don't belong. Quality roofing, honest service, no duct tape solutions. EndlessSummerRoofing.com. Your ceiling will thank you.
Make your outdoor living space one you're proud of with Sutherland Lawn and Landscape. From landscape design and outdoor living spaces to turf, lighting, irrigation, pavers, and complete residential and commercial maintenance, Sutherland brings your vision to life with quality craftsmanship and a team you can trust. Sutherland Lawn and Landscape, transforming outdoor spaces, elevating everyday living. Visit SUTHERLIN lawn.com today.
At Beard's Diamonds, diamonds are what we do best. But did you know Beard's is also Jacksonville's source for the latest fashion jewelry for every occasion? Exquisite designer pieces, all new creations, the latest trends.
We've seen yellow gold be very, very popular right now. So the very dainty is in right now as far as little huggy earrings.
Ben Lupo and his father John are also seeing a big increase in demand for colored stones.
Colored stones are extremely popular right now. People like something different.
Sapphire, ruby, and emerald, which we have a great selection of in the store, whether it be pendants, necklaces, earrings.
So if you're looking for an anniversary gift, a push present, or a just because gift, don't go to one of those corporate chain jewelers. Get more selection, higher quality, and better value at Beard's.
When you walk in the door at Beard's, you are paying less for a higher quality item, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee.
And don't forget, Beard's now has an incredible selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches, all the hard-to-find models. Beard's Diamonds, Jacksonville's locally owned jeweler for over 4 decades, in the St. John's Town Center.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, looking forward to watching some baseball tonight, no doubt about it. Some very good pitching matchups. Man, we're heading towards the month of September as well. The final, 35, 40 games or so. Actually, it's less than 40. It's about 30, low 30s. And it's right here in front of us. Of course, you out there, that's it as far as training camp. So next up is the matchup Friday night. Then you got a couple of weeks to get ready for the Cleveland Browns, who appear to just have a ton of problems. I mean, that's classic in Cleveland that Deshaun Watson would rip the fans, and then the very next day he's announced as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation. I mean, the NFL season, by the way, 2 weeks from tonight, right? The Patriots and the Seahawks on Wednesday night opener this year, which is certainly interesting. I'm going to say this every night. I've said it on my show every night this week, and I'll continue to say it for the next 18 days. Deshaun Watson is 7-1 lifetime against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's thrown for almost 1,700 yards in those games, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks, and has a QBR of 93.
Mm-hmm.
He plays very well against Jacksonville.
Right.
Now, different personnel. Obviously, never played against Anthony Campanile, and a lot of new defensive guys here. I get it. But when you're 7-1 against the team, just a little leery of Deshaun Watson, what he might do on opening day.
What are they going to do? What's he going to do when B.J. Green is coming around the edge?
What are you going to do when B.J. Green is coming after you? No, look, and 3 of their 3 receivers, 2 are going to be rookies, right? Boston and Concepcion, Jerry Jeudy as well. David Njoku's gone. We all know the roster. It's not very good. I'm just leery. Maybe it's Jaguar stress disorder because I've seen Deshaun Watson carve this team up in the past.
Yeah. Would you make it today?
Not as spirited as yesterday. Obviously, weren't in full pads. I thought Tampa Bay came out a little more aggressive early because I think they got kind of their nose rubbed in it yesterday a little bit. But I thought Jacksonville matched the intensity pretty early on, and I thought today was fairly even. Yesterday, I thought Jacksonville won the practice. And don't take my word for it. I mean, Baker Mayfield essentially said the same thing. So I think it's been, I heard your conversation with John Oehser. I think it's been a very good as well last couple of weeks for the Jaguars, as now all eyes are headed towards Cleveland in 18 days.
Yeah. Without any question, the best part of today was just seeing Brian Thomas Jr. back on the field.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, the fact is, when he landed, and I think I told you this when we were out there, my initial thought yesterday was, oh my gosh, I hope that's not a collarbone. Because if that would have been a collarbone, because they, looking in that area, we didn't know, we were off in the distance. That's 2 months, 3 months. We remember Christian Kirk. That cost him the season. That was my initial fear. When I heard it was a shoulder, it was kind of a sigh of relief. And then you see him out there today doing some individual work. I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, Parker Washington really fell hard on his shoulder. He was able to dust himself off and get out there, but you got to keep these guys healthy. Okay, what's coming up?
Yeah, Christian Braswell, had a chance to catch up with him after practice, and he's going to be an interesting one for me tonight because I'm putting together my 53. I did a 53 before training camp. I'm now doing a 53 as training camp comes to an end. I got 1 to 50, no problem. I got about 6 or 7 guys that are competing for those final 3 spots. It's actually a little bit tougher than I thought. I'm going to talk it out with Jared Justice, who's going to be just kind of my listening board tonight. Maybe you can just give me a nod here or there, get his thoughts. And I'm going to talk it out with the listeners because I got, again, is it Braswell or Muhammad? Is it Quentin Morris or Hunter Long? How many running backs do they keep? There are some questions at the tail end of this roster.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. When I did my first one, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I had 23 on offense, 27 on defense, 3 special teamers. Now, obviously, Hunter, you could say 24, 26. You could, but that's not right. It's not going to be 23, 27. I've got to find a way to add a couple of offensive players and send a couple of defensive guys. I did have Parker Hughes on my team at that time. Of course, he's been IR.
I'll give you one. Do you Zach Durfee, the draft pick, or do you keep the other Brian Thomas Jr.?
He's really come on as of late.
He's probably flashed a little bit more than Durfee. I think there's a conversation there.
Mm-hmm. And also the veteran linebacker.
Yeah.
Jahavi, who's come in and played as of late as well. So this thing's going to be wide open when it's all said and done. All right, have a great show.
Appreciate it, Rick.
All right, that'll do it for us tonight. I appreciate all of you out there. Jonah Monheim for joining us. You heard from Trevor Lawrence. You heard from John Oehser. Tomorrow night, it is on. It is absolutely on. We'll get to 53, and then we'll grade it on Monday. And it's going to be tough. I'm going to have to really give this a lot of consideration. It's going to be very difficult last couple of spots to try to figure out. Folks, have yourself a great night. Jerry Justice is our producer. My name is Rick Ballou. We'll talk tomorrow at 6.